coming to you live from the Show Me State, birthplace of James Mercer, Langston Hughes. It's the Colbert Connection. Your hosts, Melody and Danica, are connecting you to the world through Facebook Live with today's topics, hot button and creative conversation. I'm your announcer, Dr. Colbert, working hard for a free meal and a bottle of crushed grapes. And now, here's your host, the Colbert Connection, Melody Colbert Keene and Danica Colbert.
Good evening. Welcome to the Colbert Connection. Tuesday, 6 o'clock. We're glad you're with us.
Wait, who are you?
I know.
I'm Danica Colbert.
Melody Colbert Keene. Y'all know me. But I'm going to say my name each time. Melody Colbert Keene, just in case there's somebody out there in Facebook land who doesn't know me. Show me who you are if you do, if you don't know me. Anyway, so what we got going on this week?
76 days and counting.
76 days.
Uh-huh.
That before the election.
Yes.
For the President of the United States.
Of America.
Vacant seat right now. Not vacant. It's got somebody in there right now.
Somebody's in there.
We want to know, first of all, are you registered to vote? Are you registered?
That's all I want to know, really. And do you plan to vote? If you're planning to vote by mail, we should be doing that pretty quick. What's as soon as we can do that?
Now? You have to be registered by October the 2nd or the 12th, I believe, to be able to vote in the November election.
All right.
Yes.
So
So get out there and get
done.
registered.
Please.
We need the votes. We need it. I don't care what you're voting for. I do, but, I'm not trying to sway nobody.
Well, I'm trying to sway, so look. Get out, go blue or red, whatever you so choose. But
I just like the
it's
color
the
red.
fact that
That's
you
why
get
I
out and
wrote
do that.
red today.
We're wearing this color because we've got a special guest.
Yes, and we're excited for that today.
Yes, we figured we'd put on our good colors today.
Yes, maybe we give a chicken or something. I don't know. Just saying. Just saying. That's all I'm saying. So the DNC was last night.
You know that was so cool.
Man, the Democratic National Convention, for those who don't know what that stands for.
Yes.
And
Had some cool speakers
it
on the
was
docket.
pretty live.
Wow.
Pretty live.
Especially for it being the way that they have it set up,
Yes.
because everybody's not in one place and a lot of people are at their homes doing their thing.
Yeah.
Kind of like we are, right?
Yeah. It's
But
really weird to have meetings like that, though. Like a mass meeting.
well, it's hard anyway to sit in front of a screen and pay attention. Let's just be real.
Yes, except for the teenagers and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
They can do that.
But meetings where you're supposed to,
Yeah.
attentive and just look
Yeah.
for hours and hours.
But when you have an interesting speaker,
yeah.
I'm telling you,
Let's talk about
you're
that.
riveted to the screens.
To the screen. So for 18 minutes last night, Lady Obama was speaking, and it was just.
Forever First Lady.
Yeah, what'd you say? Yes,
yeah.
First Lady Obama. Yes.
Yes, Forever First Lady.
We're just gonna sit on that for a minute.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
but my gosh, today as you watch the news, every station,
Yeah.
you just had to talk about how powerful her speech was.
Yeah.
I don't care where you sit.
Classy.
It was.
She stays high, like she said before.
They go low.
We go high. Well, she went high and just pinned it to the wall, basically.
You know how some parents will say, "I'll make you feel like you've been cussed out without saying a cuss word." That's kind of
Pretty
how.
much championed
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. She put it all out there and told you what you needed to do. She went mother in on everybody.
Mother, that's what she did.
And she did, and you were like, "Yes, ma'am." By the time she was finished, I'm gonna go vote, and you're right. That's all you could really say by the end of it.
It is what it is.
It is.
I'm just saying.
what it is. It was
That's
beautiful.
Beautiful phrase. I love it.
It was
what it
beautiful.
is.
The whole presentation, all their singers, the diversity
Yeah.
of last night was beautiful.
I think that was the key point for me is the diversity of it. And a lot of times when you think diversity, everybody thinks, black and white. Well, diversity is old, young, black, white, different culture. It's all of that,
Absolutely.
And people need to realize that it takes all of us to make things work,
Absolutely.
to make America work.
Melting pot, right?
Oh, that's what I think anyway. But
So the MC was Eva Longoria, is that right?
yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure I wasn't wrong, because I got in late. Mel was like, "You're not watching?" I'm like, "Oh, Lord."
You're waiting on. What
Oh,
are you waiting
let me
on?
turn the
And
TV
it
on.
is a little hard to watch it with it being the virtual, but
Yeah.
figure it out.
I caught the important parts.
Yes.
And they had some great singers, and I just thought it was amazing.
I loved it.
Yeah.
So
2 thumbs up.
We're
We're not Siskel and Ebert or whoever
Yeah.
it is now, but
Oh yeah, because one of them were not
Yeah.
with us.
let us know if you remember. That's old school right there. I know.
We
Yes.
speak well of the deceased.
Yes, we do.
Because we used to like that. So there's some devastation going on in the United States, in Iowa.
What's going on in Iowa?
Man,
Yeah, tell me about
there was a hurricane in the middle of the Midwest.
How does that happen?
Well, it's called a
What's the word?
derecho. 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 And it's Spanish for direct. And what it was these direct winds and this mass of water, basically, just descended upon Iowa. And like $4 billion worth of damage.
What y'all doing in Iowa? Inquiring minds.
We
need
don't
to
have
know.
corn anymore because it destroyed all the silos and grains and all that. Yeah, it
So
destroyed
you're
it.
saying corn's about to go up?
About to go up. Go get your corn now. Corn on the cob, corn in the can, whatever way you need. Some of y'all make street corn. You gotta go stock up now because I'm telling you, it's getting ready to go up. You heard it here first on the Colbert Connection. Corn is going to go up. Okay.
Well, we like corn. We have corn with this about every meal at the ranch.
We
So we're evidently gonna need to.
used to have it
Plant
every
some
Sunday.
corn.
We'd be like, Mom, we gotta eat corn again. Dang.
Yes.
But we ate it because you didn't complain back in the day. You ate or you didn't eat.
Well.
Those were your options: eat or don't eat. So yeah. So we're sending out, thoughts and prayers to
Absolutely, family.
Iowa
people in
and Cedar
Iowa.
Rapids. And I have friends in Iowa and Cedar Rapids and brother in Des Moines. And that's a bad deal because you know how bad it was for our tornado here.
Still recovering in some
Still
areas.
recovering
Yeah.
in some areas, and so they're going through pretty much the same thing. The winds weren't as destructive, but they were still bad. 110 is still bad.
Yeah, I don't want any of that.
Don't want it. Don't want
So
it.
let's talk about other things I don't want.
Okay.
I am over the pandemic.
Oh.
I'm over it.
What pandemic?
Yeah, the one that stopped at the door.
Okay.
Yeah, so-
I just want to make sure.
Let's talk about that.
Okay.
So last night, your people.
People.
The council. They had the
People.
council meeting.
Yes.
And I mean, in 4 or 5 hours, I don't know. We're setting records around here.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Y'all ain't gonna get nobody to run for council on the
True.
next election because they're like 5
That's like a
hours.
lock-in. I can't even do it. I
Nope.
can't do it.
Count us out. Count us out. It's not a good thing. Yeah. So 5 hours.
5 hours to decide that we are going to level up, shall we? We're going to level up from 2 to 4 in the stages, right?
From step 2 to step 4.
Let me tell the story.
Okay.
So we're going. You can tell it the right way when I'm.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to level up from 2 to 4, and then we're like going to trash these masks because it stopped at the door. We're good.
I like your version.
I almost feel like
I like your
I
version.
could have done what they did in 5 hours and 30 minutes. 30
Could have
minutes.
done it in 30 minutes. I like that.
Guaranteed.
Yes.
Because they probably knew where they were going in the first place, right? Most of the time.
Yes. A lot of people say no, but yes.
5 hours later, I feel for all of you. I had to sit there that long.
Well, and then hear the same thing. But you want to give everybody a voice,
I understand.
It's like you elected us to be your voice, so be quiet. Let us be your voice.
Truth, right?
Just saying.
But I'm saying, like, really?
Local politics is where you can make the most impact. So we gotta let the people talk. The mandate is now dropped, and you are urged to wear a mask. Not mandated now. You're just urged to.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Because I feel like 1 through 2, when we skipped 3, so
Mhm.
1 through 2 was just an urging as well.
Mhm.
Because when I went to grocery stores, when I went places, they might have had a security guard out front, but people were walking in without masks on.
Yeah.
So
What you gonna do? Tackle them?
Exactly. They want your money inside the store, so they let them come in,
Yes.
right? And I feel like they weren't really enforcing it in many places, like small business owners especially, I feel.
Yes.
Like, what you gonna do?
Yeah.
Turn away the money that's coming in the door?
Mm.
Probably not.
Not all the
So
time.
I don't feel we ever had more than an urging in the first place.
Okay.
My 2 cents.
Well,
Talk to us.
you should have went to the meeting.
No.
Just saying.
No.
You should have went to the meeting.
Because think about this. Another observation from last
Okay.
night. They were required until 11:59 last night, right? people all in there with no masks on. And I'm trying to understand if it was a mandate and we're in, I'm just saying, I can say that. You probably can't say that, but I'll say it.
Oh, I can say it.
I can
But
say
you're
that.
doing a fine job.
Thanks,
so
I'll
finish.
carry on. So
Carry on.
if it was mandated and y'all are in the council with the people that made it a mandate.
And the council did have theirs on.
I saw a fellow that did not.
Yeah.
He might have had a
came back,
medical
he put
situation.
it on.
He might have had a medical situation, but and don't take it wrong.
And I know who you're talking about, but
Okay.
he put it on when he came back.
Yes.
I did notice that.
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah.
But I just, when they panned the room, I thought, all these people with no masks on. Yeah, they were socially distanced, maybe, but no masks on.
It's still, it's going to be gone in November, so.
Yeah, and it stops at the door, so.
Yes.
I kept having to remember, it stops at the door, so I think that's probably what happened.
And don't take us, we know that it's, devastating. We know that people have died from, we know all that. We know that, so don't come at us with craziness, because we do know that it's real and that
It
kind
is
of real.
real.
And, but movie theaters are going to open
Yes, ma'am.
Friday.
I
Are you going to go?
Well, I don't know yet.
I don't even know what's playing.
Well, I drove by a few weeks ago at our local,
Uh-huh.
right? And it looked like it had been closed for 20 years. The
Well, it
grass
looked like
was
that
growing-
when it was open.
Well, the grass was growing up in the cracks and they hadn't cut the grass, and the things that were hanging from
Yes.
March had fallen down inside the. It looked
It's
abandoned.
bad. It's bad.
So.
And what is that one? Regal or AMC or Hollywood? Whatever it is, it needs to do better.
Well, I kept thinking, in my entrepreneurial mind, I have
Yes.
those moments. If I were the business owner of this establishment,
Yes.
knowing what we're going to have to face as we transition back into business,
Mhm.
whenever that happens, why not change it into a somewhat of a B&B, right? We can do a better job of cleaning fewer seats.
Mm-hmm.
You're sitting at a table with 2 loungers or whatever.
Mhm.
You clear out, probably 2/3 of the seats are gone.
Well, yeah. Just a good power wash would be good for
Well,
there. On the inside.
But how about you not do in between every viewing?
I mean, is it being cleaned before? I'm just asking.
I mean,
Inquiring minds want to know.
But she's excited to go back to the movies.
To Alamo Theaters or to the O Show because I like the recliner and brings my food to me.
Exactly. That's what we should have
That's
done.
all I'm saying.
Because this was when I was in junior high, I think, is when that popped
Yes. And it
up. How do you know how long ago that was?
Cleaned
How do you know
since.
how long ago that was? So I feel like I'm old.
Because I can remember.
No, you don't.
Barely. So, what else?
So that's opening. Along with that opening and the mask going
Yes.
away and everything stopping at the door,
Yes.
MIAA is like, well, we ain't even gonna.
We're done.
We're done.
Yeah, season
Ain't
20
happening.
is over already before it began.
So I get mixed emotions on things, right?
Yeah.
So sports aren't happening.
Not happening.
Movie theaters are opening. We are no longer wearing masks because we feel like we're in a good place.
Right. But people are still dying.
I am so confused.
People are
School
still
is
spreading
opening.
it unknowingly.
School is opening.
School is open.
Um,
That's what the big rub is. People have. Why are you doing this right before school?
I agree. That was the one common denominator of
Yeah.
everything people were saying last night, and I'm like, so why can't we keep it for 30 days?
Yeah.
Why can't we keep it 30 more days till we see what happens in school? I'm confused.
It got shot down. That motion did not
Well,
make it.
so I had another observation.
I'm gonna need you to run for council. Is what I'm gonna need.
No,
This is not the city
everybody-
council.
That is our show. We said what we want to say. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right. Go ahead, cousin.
So
Go
here's
ahead.
my observation: is that everybody is not treating it as if it is real.
True.
So this is where, we ingest, have fun, a good time
Yes,
about it.
absolutely.
However, if you see me at Walmart, if you see me at wherever,
Mask
I
up.
have my mask on
Mask up.
because it's real, right?
And
People you come in contact or you might have come in contact with someone. They say self-quarantine yourself, and that's for a reason.
Mhm.
The self-quarantine is so that in the event, in the incubation period, which they say now it could be different.
It
today.
changes
You
day
never
to
know.
day. It changes.
They say it's 7 to 14 days, right? I don't know if that's business days or just days, so take it as you will. But 7
Weekends
to
not
14
included.
days, you don't know. 7 to 14 days. So in that period of time, if I've passed by you and I'm a carrier,
Mm-hmm.
you could now have it. When I should have been staying at home, right?
But it's the droplets. If you're not sneezing. I mean, we can't just like this and I
We can't?
don't know.
That's the problem.
Nobody knows.
That is the problem.
CDC doesn't know. The president doesn't know. Fauci doesn't know. Nobody knows.
Man.
So it's a migrating virus that appears and disappears at will. How about that?
I can roll with
Okay, we're gonna go with it.
But my advice. She goes like, she is on one today.
Never talks at any other time. Today is her day, so let's listen.
Can you hear me now? Thank you, Josh. By the way, but since you can hear me today, my personal advice is, again, like we've said from the get, do what you feel comfortable with.
Do what works for you.
Protect you and your family.
Absolutely.
And when you're in groups, wear your mask.
Absolutely.
And that is just, if you don't care about it,
And social distance.
care about it for somebody else.
Yes.
Right? Because you might not care about it, but I do. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and then that's, and you know, I go home and my dad and my mom are older, so
Yeah.
I don't want to spread it to, you know what I mean? In
Yeah,
the event
I
I'm a
get it.
carrier and don't have a clue. So just be smart about what you're doing is
I get it.
my 2 cents. However,
Talking, man. I don't know what happened. She took her goat juice today.
I did.
I'm okay with
I've
it
been in
though.
the house all day.
Well,
Let's talk about that too.
yeah.
I'm just playing. So
We're in
let's
the house and we're in the house forward.
let's talk about the customer service though.
Man,
I've seen
or
some
lack
things.
thereof.
Yeah,
Or
lately,
lack thereof.
pandemic customer service, shall we?
Okay.
Whew. It's something else.
It's,
I called, you know, Verizon, take care of some business.
man, you putting the name out there.
You know.
Okay, well,
whatever.
here it is. It's out there.
I called. I called. And, you know, you go through, you get on the person,
Uh-huh.
a live person on the phone.
Okay.
And she's like, oh, give me just a second, let me punch up your account. You know, doing her thing. And in the background, I hear, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. I'm like,
On Verizon?
you couldn't even mute your TV though. Like, yeah. So we get it. A lot of people are at home, right?
Yes.
Please,
Yes.
please, mute your stuff. I mean, you could be watching the stories.
That's probably one of the biggest pet peeves on the Zoom calls and those kind of things is that people forget to mute.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody can't talk at once. And we don't need to hear you going to the bathroom or cooking or yelling at your kids or yelling at your husband, your wife. We don't need to hear all that.
Nope.
Just push, it's mute. It's like push the mute button. That's all you have to do. Just do that. You will be doing yourself a favor and your colleagues a favor. That's all I'm saying.
All I'm saying.
We gotta call it COVID respectfulness, courtesy. COVID courtesy. Courtesy COVID, something.
Something.
But courtesy in the time of COVID.
Yes, because the customer service has just been interesting.
But you know what?
Hey, I already know where you're going.
There is a place in the good old US of A,
Right here.
in Joplin, Mo,
Yes.
that customer service,
Is their
Is
pleasure.
their pleasure.
Mhm.
Impeccable,
Mm-hmm.
we might add. Fantastic, spectacular. What other kind of adjectives y'all got? Yeah, you already know.
I already know.
You
might be in a bad mood. You just drive through the
Just-
line.
And you see the line. You will
You see
see
it.
the line when you're pulling up. We talking like 5 deep and then out on range line.
Yeah, so you
like
get
lined up on
get in the
range
left
line.
lane if you're not meaning to eat.
If you're not
Okay,
meaning to
left
eat,
lane.
get in the left lane.
But-
Because otherwise you're going to sit. But it'll only be just for a minute.
It's
It's
true.
only going to be a couple
It's very
minutes.
true.
Because this Chick-fil-A, it's a phenomenon. It's the Lord's chicken, so it's blessed.
Already.
Yeah,
blessed.
it's blessed. You don't even have to say your blessing when you get ready to eat there.
'Cause they
it's
already prayed over
it's-
it.
The
It's
Lord has
good.
delivered us this chicken. Me's Place makes good chicken, but Chick-fil-A, coupled with the customer service,
You can't beat it.
I don't even know. I'm like, where did this come from?
When I see someone that has Chick-fil-A, Joplin, Missouri on their resume, I'm like, yeah,
You're hired.
I need to talk to this
Hired.
person.
But first of all, we just kind of curious why you left because don't nobody leave. That's first of all.
Right.
And second of all, we know you good.
Yeah.
We know you good. We just knew it.
So,
Man,
without any further ado, I can't wait.
we have Mr. Joplin Chick-fil-A here today,
Absolutely.
people.
And
We're talking Rick Starkweather.
And you would think that might not be saying much. However, he is ranked
He's like in our book, he's number 1 in the
Absolutely.
nation. But I'm like, in Chick-fil-A, he might be like number 3 or maybe 2. Or we'll let him tell us. But in our book, he's number 1 because,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Well, hello.
Hi there. Thanks for
Rick,
having me.
Thank
we are so
you.
excited to have you here. And I know the people are excited because we need to know what is going on at Chick-fil-A. How do you do it? How do you do it?
I mean, first of all, it's just, from True Kathy, the founder and owner.
Yes.
His saying was when his original restaurant, that he opened in 1946, he said he built his business based on the customers that other restaurants ran off.
Whoa.
So, just the way you treat people.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the philosophy that, Chick-fil-A's had ever since he started.
That. And yours, I like your personal one, being a franchisee, your personal statement, vision statement.
Yeah, we, something, again, I'm not a real smart guy, so I like something that's very simple. Our local vision statement here is we want to be an oasis in the desert of service. That way you've got a picture in your mind of what it is to be. And so we adopted that, oh gosh, I guess it's been 10 years ago or so.
I love
It's worked
it.
well for us.
I gotta cut her off because I won't get a question.
Yes, I'm ready.
I gotta. How? Okay, what is your background as far as restaurants, or what got you into wanting to do this?
Well, I mean, for some reason, I was at one parent's when I was younger, I wanted to own and operate a restaurant.
Wow.
Why, I don't know.
I'm like, why?
In fact, I was talking with another owner-operator in Michigan today, and he's 36. Since he's the age of 6, he's wanted to be a Chick-fil-A owner-operator. So we don't know why. I mean, I didn't hear of Chick-fil-A, obviously, until
Yeah.
1987 when we opened up, but I just thought I'm not a corporate type. So, I don't like corporate politics, but I always thought it'd be fun and interesting to own a restaurant. And as you can attest to,
Yes.
it's fun and interesting.
Yeah. Look.
So, it's just something I always wanted to do.
And you're doing a fine job of it. That's
Thank
the
you.
thing. It's
We have
like,
great people.
And
how
that's
do
what
you?
it's about.
Yes.
And you realize that it's not just you. It's not one person.
Oh,
it's-
no.
I
If they depend on me for anything, it's not gonna go well. In fact, when I'm, if I try to get in a position, they're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
We got this. We got this. And so you let them do it.
Absolutely. Who
Man.
wants to do it?
That, I mean, like, how do you, because you have people, the younger, the 15, 16,
Mhm.
starting and they're saying, I want to work at Chick-fil-A. I want to work at Chick-fil-A. What do you look for in an employee when they come your way?
Again, we're looking for certain values.
Okay.
I mean, do you have empathy for people?
Man.
Are you teachable? A lot of people are
Yes.
not. And that's really the qualities we're looking for. And obviously, on some level, a sense of urgency.
Yeah. Man.
Because for us, we have to have that. It's going to work out well.
And how do you find that in the day of just people phone? I mean, some of our younger people are just so phone centric, just that's their world.
Fortunately for us, we've got enough business to
Yeah.
cover off.
Yes.
You don't have time for your phone.
Yeah.
But I mean, we set the expectations, and we've got great leaders that hold them to those standards.
Okay.
So tell me, I have to ask this question because this is where my mind wanders. Is the training that you put behind your people, is it yours or is it something that Chick-fil-A has put together? Because I have gone through many a Chick-fil-A's, and I would love to be able to tell them without being snotty that y'all don't.
Yeah.
I've been on Joplin, Missouri.
And they don't. Because I've been, we've
Yeah,
been.
it's true.
And
It's so
it's
true.
just not the same. I know
So-
they're supposed to be, but they're not.
No.
Right.
Tell
Well,
us.
I mean, first of all, when I opened Chick-fil-A in '87, it was not Chick-fil-A as
Right.
it is now.
Right.
I mean, a very small company. It was,
Yes.
you could attest to
Yeah.
when you were out at the mall.
Yes.
It was again a difficult time for years. I mean, it was a struggle every day, every month to
Yeah.
generate sales.
Yeah.
And so when you learn from that, I think my vision has always been I've had an idea of what I want my customer service experience to be. I mean, so if you don't have that, how are you going to get there?
Yeah.
So if you don't know where you're going to go, you're never gonna get there.
So y'all hear that, right? If you don't know where you want to go, how you gonna get there? I love that.
So, I mean, it's just, you know, just those things that Trick kind of talked about years ago. You know, making people feel welcome.
Man.
And he's the one who started the My Pleasure thing when I first heard it.
I was like,
It took me 3 years to implement that.
Really?
When I first heard it.
Yeah, kind of dorky.
We have an annual Chick-fil-A seminar where all the owners and their spouses go. And he asked us this year, whatever year it was, I would like for, when the customer says thank you, I'd like for us to reply, my pleasure. But again, I'm a slow learner, so I thought, that sounds so corny, I'm not gonna do that. Second year, go back, I'm not hearing it often enough, when I'm out, I really would, this is what I want. I'm not doing that. Third
Rolled
year.
out.
So finally, I said, you know what? He's asking us to do this, maybe we should do it. So we came back and implemented it. That's unbelievable.
Yes.
I mean, I remember I've had years ago, I had one of my teenagers come back and she said that my mom thought I was, because once you start saying it, it
Yeah.
becomes a habit,
Yes.
you know?
Yes.
Just natural. She said, my mom thought I was being smart. And she'd said, thank you. I said, my pleasure. Are you? So that was a funny one.
Well, you know, it's putting that as a customer service,
Yeah.
it puts that seal, that stamp on the thing. You know, you've already done everything up until getting you to the drive-through, taking my money, doing all that thing
Yes.
that y'all do so well.
Yes.
Right.
But it seals the deal on that customer experience, right? So it just kind of like, I've done it, I've dotted the I's,
Yeah.
I've crossed the T's, and now it's my pleasure.
It's
you
my-
know,
it's
like,
my pleasure.
and you remember
Yeah,
that.
that's why we're there.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's what, you know, I did interviewed a young lady today, 16 years old.
Mhm.
First job, and I was asking this question, if it's a first job, I said, you know, everything you see around here costs money, you have to buy
Yes.
the cup that you're holding, the lid, the straw, electricity.
Yeah.
For some reason, people don't want to work for free, so I have to pay them.
I mean,
Where does all that money come from?
yeah.
And about 80% of the time they'll get it right. Unfortunately, this young lady didn't get it right. She said, the government? I said, no. Second most common wrong answer was she gave.
Yeah.
Well, Chick-fil-A gives you that money? No.
Teachable moment.
It's true.
Absolutely.
It's true.
And I said, wait, well, first of all, when she said the government said, wait till you get a paycheck, you'll see.
Yeah. Yes.
But, I said, no, Chick-fil-A takes a lot of that money too. So then she said she finally got it. Well, the customers come through. And I said, absolutely. Without them, we're not here.
Mm.
And I said, this actual location that we're on right now used to be Shoney's restaurant.
Mm-hmm. Sure did.
I opened in 1979. I was 17 years old. Had that great 24-hour breakfast bar in there. My buddies
Came
found
in
a way to
handy.
punish that thing.
Yes.
All you can eat.
And
Yes.
now we're like, no.
Yeah. Not today. But, years later, service goes downhill.
Yeah.
Cleanliness goes
Amen.
downhill.
That's right.
I
Yes.
said, I'm so thankful because this is a great location.
Absolutely.
I said, that could happen to us
Mm.
if we don't take care of business every day.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you take care of it, and then some.
They just need to understand how it all works.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it's basic, really. It's just basic. It's
Right.
be nice to people, and they'll be nice to you. I mean,
I wish you could teach a class, maybe we can hook you up with, Dr. Van Galen at
Yeah.
the college, because I feel
no,
like,
we need this in high school.
I mean, the truth, I feel like so many people miss those fundamentals. Like, just be nice to people. And, you know what I mean? It'll get you so much further. Like,
Well, realizing where our pay comes from.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty easy. They don't, and that's what I can tell her. There's an election here every day.
Mm.
People are electing to spend their money with us that day,
Yes.
or someplace
Absolutely.
else down the road. And at the mall,
Mhm.
you can literally walk 5 feet
that's right.
to go to another
And there's
restaurant.
another one. Yeah.
And so that's, the lines, I've always had this paranoia about lines,
Yeah.
because they could do that at the mall.
Yeah.
So when we opened the Freestanding restaurant, that just naturally translated after 21 years of
Yes.
fighting that. It's just a natural occurrence now.
I mean, where do you go after 5 lanes?
Mhm.
I'm just curious.
And why
we
five?
we
Why
tried
did you go
6,
five?
and 6 did not work.
Really?
Yes.
Too
we did.
narrow.
talk to us.
It gotta be
A
too
couple of
narrow.
days.
Okay.
Just, it was just too
The
confusing.
logistics of it,
and,
yeah.
where we're going to take them. So.
Yeah.
So we're at the max.
What made you go 5? I need to know, because some places can't figure out 2 lanes.
Well, this is all the leaders, okay? And we have great leaders. Evelyn Long, shout out to her because she is our drive-through guru.
All right.
She's the one that started the idea for third lane, before the pandemic. And in my mind, I'm thinking, this isn't gonna work.
Everyone
But
said,
I
watch
learned
me.
enough. Hey,
Let
step
them work.
back,
Yep.
let them do this, and it worked amazingly well because we were maxed out at our capacity with 2 lanes at that point.
Yes.
So third lane came in,
But y'all still getting them
opened it
in.
up, and now when the dining room shut down,
Yeah.
she said, I think we can do 4. We did 4. Hey, I think we can do 5.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Evelyn is her name?
It is.
Mad props.
Yes, Evelyn, you the woman.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't even know what else
She
to
is.
say. because
Absolutely.
You're making him look good. You're making him look good. That's a good thing.
That's why they don't let me anywhere near.
Yeah, they're like, you stay out of the drive-thru.
Look, I need you to step back.
Right.
Well, and experiencing that from the other side.
Yeah.
So you're the other side, but when you go through that thing, and they're like, you go right behind this car right here, and you're
Yeah.
just like,
Just
all right. Yeah, just-
nonchalant with it. Just
Yeah, and then took your name. Like, tell me about the name. Why?
Well, I mean, obviously, again, we want to learn our guest name as much as possible because, there's the old Cheers song where everybody knows your name.
That's right.
And that way, again, regulars coming through, we can learn their name. Hey, Karen, how are you today? Hey, Kevin, how are you? And that's the way it works.
I'm gonna need y'all to make sure my name is remembered. I think they do.
I have
think.
enough trouble remembering
Yeah.
employees. So
How many employees do you have?
between both restaurants, we've got about 200. So it's
For real?
yeah. I know. it's
Good
crazy.
gracious. I
So
mean,
I always apologize after the.
Yeah,
that's okay.
My last interview, I do the last interview. I was going to apologize in advance because when we leave here, unfortunately, I'm not going to remember you.
yeah, just not.
It's going to take me a while to remember.
So you gotta be very memorable for you to remember the name.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Just,
Created that experience.
Either an
right?
unusual name,
Very.
Yeah.
or they're that bubbly personality.
Yes.
You just remember.
Oh, that makes sense too. So I've been telling people because I get people ask, when is Me's Place going to open up the dining room again? When is Me's Place going to open? And you may not can say, but I tell people that I'm not opening my dining room until Chick-fil-A opens theirs. So,
There you go.
my pockets aren't going to last as long as y'all's, but is there anything on the horizon?
Well, I can tell you that fortunately for us,
Mm-hmm.
because we get the question,
Yes,
we
I
get
bet.
calls every day. Fortunately for us, corporate has taken that out of the local franchisees' hands. So,
Which-
right as it stands right now, unless there's a vaccine,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to be, the dining room will be closed the rest of the year. Because again, you think about the play area,
Yes.
you think about how tightly packed they are in there. So unfortunately, that's what's going to,
Just makes sense for the
Mm.
safety of your customers.
and my team members.
Absolutely.
We'll never open Me's, y'all. I never. I picked the wrong gauge to follow.
I mean, my
No, I
main
get
concern
it.
is my team members.
Absolutely.
Is that
Absolutely.
unhappy employees are not going to be able to take care of business.
Absolutely.
And we've been charged with taking care of these young people.
You're doing a fabulous
And older
job.
people.
Yes.
So.
Doing an
that's why we're not
amazing
gonna do it.
job.
That's
I
why we're not
mean,
gonna open it.
the people have heaters, they have air conditioners, they have sunshades. What do they not have? Do they ask for anything?
We're
'Cause-
spending a lot of money for things we're going to be coming up, so trust me.
Yeah. Can you share?
Well, on the north side, we're going to have a 6-foot wide by 65-foot long tent.
Okay.
So in the wintertime, we can put a couple of heaters in there and they'll be able to walk their food out that way. In the
Yes.
summertime, they'll have that much shade to walk through. So hopefully, that's going to be coming in the next couple of weeks. We'll see.
Unbelievable.
So-
I mean, it's almost like it's just gonna be a full service restaurant, like a huge, just build
Because,
on,
let's face it,
expand.
Even with the misters, and
Mhm.
it's hard out there.
Mhm.
It's hard being out there. And that's why we want to take care of these folks as much as we possibly can, because, they do amazing for us.
They are phenomenal. I mean,
I would say they go over and beyond in more ways
And then,
than
yeah.
just food.
I'm expecting a flip flop at any day,
Well-
just to do a backflip or something. Hey, I got you.
I've seen people enjoy their job, so they're dancing in the
Yes.
drive-thru. I've seen people change tires, push cars out of the lot. I've seen some superior customer service
Mhm.
things happen only
Yes.
at Chick-fil-A. Now, other places, you know, they might look at you and then they'll just cut you off while you're sitting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that does not. But you don't even see people get.
They don't even do that.
No.
They like wait their turn.
Mind
Like,
you, but
"Please
it's the
tell us
same-
when to go.
It's the same people. Like that's what you know what I'm saying. Like
Right.
it's the same.
Right.
You'd be the same car.
Yeah, you have created what is that, a desired
Yeah.
behavior, and people they
And
follow that.
people get it together when they come to Chick-fil-A.
Again, as we talked earlier, I mean,
Shouldn't
shouldn't go there, but,
Go ahead, go there.
you know, when the leaders set standards,
Yes.
you know,
Hmm,
people tend to follow.
something that's missing, but okay.
I mean, that's
It
what we
is
want.
what it is, Rick.
We want to treat everybody with dignity, honor, and respect.
I love
it.
that. I love that, and you can't ask for anything more
No.
because the Lord's already blessed the chicken,
Mm.
and so now it's like, what's left but excellent customer service, and you got that on lock.
Well, I mean, the other thing is, I've never understood businesses who wanted to make it as difficult as possible for people to spend their money with them.
Yes. What is up with that?
Again, I've had it, you know, in
Yeah.
the early days when we're begging for people. to pay.
Yes.
So
We get
I
that.
just never understood that. We want to make it as easy as possible
Yeah.
for our guests to spend their money with us and give them the best experiences they can get. Now, we're not perfect. We understand that. Believe me.
The chicken
We
is.
mess up a lot.
The
But
chicken's
if it's not
perfect.
in your bag, it's not.
Well, you got a
That's
point.
Yeah.
With my sauce. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah, that's another big one.
That's the big.
That's another
Boy,
one.
that's what
But
probably
you
is
make
y'all's
it
cost.
so nice to where it's not. You get to that last, you know, before you pull out of the park, and it's like there's that nice fellow at the last time I went, and he's like, "Hey," I'm like, "Let me
Yes.
get,
Yes.
sir."
Yes.
And just so pleasant. And are you sure that's all you need? Like, oh, I don't have to pay for the extras. Like, yeah, this is great, you know. But it's, I mean, every step, every step.
From how would you
pulling
like
in-
to pay for that?
Absolutely.
To your name, to pull behind this car here,
Absolutely.
to
See,
just
we experienced that. I went to Houston with my local guys at Springfield who were Chick-fil-A operators. And there was an operator down there that was doing that, you know, the switching of the lanes. So again, a lot of these ideas have come from other restaurants, I mean, and a lot of them are originated with us, but I want to give credit that
Yes,
not
okay,
everything is, you know, been originated here.
Right.
But it just, you know, that's the great thing about Chick-fil-A is, I mean, as a company, we do an excellent job, I think, of sharing ideas.
no need to reinvent the
nationwide.
wheel.
Right,
Got you.
because we're not gonna come up with all the best ideas.
Yeah.
So okay, so you had Miss Evelyn that came up with the 5 drives. Were you the first to do the 5 drive-thrus?
I can't say for sure whether we are or not. I mean, I know there's a Chick-fil-A in Tulsa doing 4. I mean, a lot of them just don't have the lot.
Yeah, the
lot
actual
is correct
capacity
shape,
to-
it's not
yeah,
right,
that's
they
true.
can do that with. So they're limited by that. They would, I'm sure they would.
Love to do that.
Yeah. So we need to know, since you've been doing all this especially with the freestanding one, what rank are you? Because in our book, you're number 1 for the Chick-fil-A, number 1 in the nation, and we'll fight anybody who tells us different.
In the drive-through experience report, which is what Chick-fil-A
Yes.
has, you know, we've been number 1 consistently for
Man,
quite a while.
I knew it!
Quite a
I
while.
knew it! I knew it!
Yeah.
And again, I remember, you know, the story I always tell about that is, it used to be based solely upon, you know, sales generated
Mhm.
for the 12 to 1 hour.
Mhm.
And so when we started looking at it chain-wide, we were on page 9, I think. And then, so, you know, as you put a number up there, your
Yeah.
bullseye up there. So we moved to page 5, and then we moved to page 3. And then they changed the report to encompass more than, you know, there's customer experience,
Yeah.
there's, you know, there's 5 different criteria. And so, and Evelyn tells the story that when we got to be number 3 in the chain, you know, hey, you know, celebrated, hey guys, you know, we're number 3.
Yeah.
And she said, their reaction was, well, who's ahead of us?
Yes,
That's right,
I
that's
love it. I love
And
it.
she's like,
Yes.
guys, can we just celebrate?
No.
And it-
Just for a second. That's
And
it.
so, you know, just that competitive fire.
I love that.
That when we fall out of the number 1 ranking, you know, for whatever reason, the
Mhm.
5 criteria, you know, they'll focus on that and move us back up. So again, it's just we've got great leaders, and I'll give all the credit to them,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
day in and day out.
That, I mean, and a business is only as good as its employees. Because
Absolutely.
that's what's bringing in.
And, you know, that's the one thing that when people ask me, well, what is your job? I said,
Yeah.
well, my job is to point the direction where we want to go,
Absolutely.
to give them the resources that will make the job better, more fun for them. And, you know, again, we've got a lot of young people, and so we're really big on developing leadership skills.
I love that.
I mean,
I
I
love
thought
it.
about being a history teacher at one point, and so with this, I still get to teach.
There you go.
It's just, I get to teach a lot of different things.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun.
It's history of sorts because you can say, hey, we were number one at
That's
this
just
point
'cause
in time.
That's just because I'm old now.
Well, I would never say that. Not never.
Yeah, well, thank you.
I mean, your story is just, it's so, it's not only refreshing, but it's just like, that's how it's supposed to be done. You know what I mean? It's like,
That's what Drew Cathy, that's again, and then his son Dan Cathy, who's in the company now. Dan is the reason that, Dan's the one who started the second mile service.
oh,
You know,
okay.
you said that when you could sit in the dining room. You know, just those extra service things that we would do. Dan started all that. He's just got an amazing heart. And to watch him, how he's grown over the last, since I've been with Chick-fil-A for 33 years now, I think Dan he's about 8 or 9 years older than me, so he was in his 30s. And to watch him grow as a leader has been just amazing.
That's-
You know, his heart for people
yeah.
is incredible. Just the whole Cathy family is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And it just permeates the organization.
It shows. It shows. I mean, not that y'all haven't had some hiccups along the way. The family hasn't hit some hiccups. Pass right by that. Because that's not individual franchisees. We're focused on what you do here in Joplin. And that's a beautiful thing. I mean, like I said, how do you go wrong though? The Lord's chicken. We didn't have no sauce.
Well, we can't run out of sauce.
Which
There'll
is
be
your
a riot.
what's your top three? What's one?
Chick-fil-A sauce.
Okay.
Again, I'm guessing here, okay? I don't do the truck orders, so I might go back and they go, you got that good.
They're gonna be like, what are you
And
talking
y'all let us
about?
know if you
Let us know if he was wrong.
Chick-fil-A sauce.
Mhm.
I think it's barbecue sauce, 'cause I love our barbecue sauce. It's a sweet barbecue sauce. Second, oh man, I don't know. Maybe the sweet instead of Polynesian sauce.
I like the Polynesian. I'm a fan.
I like the honey roasted barbecue. Oh my gosh. I'm like, just give me a vat of that. I'm good. Just give me a vat.
I took her
That's
there.
really great on the grilled sandwich. Oh my gosh.
I love that.
Yeah.
Look, I took her there. She ordered like, what's the smallest nugget? 4 nuggets.
Yes.
She asked for 4 sauces. So
I need
What's
one
the
of those.
number one?
It would be me.
you might need
That's
to
where your profit's
stipulate-
going.
Right. Hey, now we've got these 8-ounce bottles you can buy.
Stop.
Oh, for
Do you
real?
really?
Yes.
Look, we're like, at the honey roasted barbecue?
All of them.
Oh, stop.
You can come in and get one of each.
I will. Well, the honey roasted one, definitely. Well, I can't come in, but I'll come to the drive-thru.
So I got another question, just as we're talking about how the transition of the building. So when did you decide to open that drive-through window up into a walkout? Because I feel like it happened, I mean,
That's not our idea.
okay, fair.
But we were, again, that's what I love about Chick-fil-A. They're always experimenting, willing to take
Yeah.
chances. Innovation is a big thing because again, as the volume of business grows, it's like I tell all my leaders, every year it's a different business.
That's
And
true.
what we did
The restaurant-
last year
yes.
is not gonna work at this volume that we have this year. And so Chick-fil-A understands that too, and I think we were the second restaurant in the chain to get the full drive-through to work.
Wow.
But I mean, listen, I would not give it up, but, you know, the way we use it, we only use it as a full drive-through door early in the morning and then later in the evening. We still put that shelf across there and it's still
Yeah.
kind of a window.
But by then, everybody's
Yeah.
already got their food and everything.
But I wouldn't give it up, but it's not the
Okay.
game changer that we thought it was gonna be.
So do you think you will still have the traffic that you, when you open, do you think you'll still have that drive-through traffic as heavy as it is?
Well, that's kind of what we're talking about now.
Okay.
Let's, experiment. if the dining, let's say, tomorrow the dining room's gonna be open, which it's not,
You heard it here on the Colbert Connection.
not till
Go bang on the door.
2021. But, we've talked about keeping 4 lanes,
Mhm.
which would require some adjusting of the parking lot. And then when we do this tent, this 6-foot wide by 65-foot tent, we're going to have to adjust some parking spots on the north side. So again, we're looking at that. How would we do that? Is that even possible? Because, we just don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
I love it that, like you say, the company lets you try some new things. Like, okay, let's give it a whirl.
Honestly, most of these things have come out of because local franchisees have done these things out of
Okay.
necessity.
Because most of them are so rigid. It's
Yeah.
like, nope, you're going to do it this way, and that's all you're going to do.
Yeah.
But they
Just
let-
don't mess with the food.
Just don't, yes, we don't care
Do
what you
anything
do with
else,
the rest
don't
of
mess with the
everything.
food.
Leave the food, the
love
Lord's
it.
chicken.
Yeah.
It's already blessed. Don't bother it. Just cook it how we tell you and let it go. Because if you change something, people,
Oh, listen,
Uproar.
they changed the barbecue sauce. I don't know if you guys
you heard about it, didn't you?
Well, I was unhappy about it. I took a case home. You went to a smoky barbecue sauce. No.
Because I was
And,
like, that sounds like it would be okay.
Yeah.
No.
So they changed it, I think it was about 4 months later, when they heard, went right back to the
Okay.
smoky sauce.
Listening to the customers, I like that.
Don't change the sauce.
Do not. What you have now is like leave it unless
We're
there's
good.
something
We didn't add
spectacular.
anything, it's complicated enough. Complicated enough.
Man.
Okay, I need a top 3 moments for you. 33
Yes.
years, I need to know. What would
Oh.
be,
Nobody's ever asked me that question.
Yeah.
good for
That's
one
the
of those.
Colbert connection for
That's
you. We're coming with the
gotta
real.
have.
Man, what is it?
And it could be just awkward
We know
moments or
there's some
good
moments.
stuff or-
Oh.
It's just, can you tell us about them?
I'm not gonna tell you the bad
Right.
Top 3 in terms of, give me
Just
some criteria.
I need Rick picks. If I pay day 1.
Something sticks out in
just
your, yeah.
anything.
I'm
sticks
too
out in
old
your
for day
mind.
1.
That's fair.
Like, I don't remember being 45, so what am I supposed to do?
I hear you. Last week is a question mark. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's in line.
I would say, getting the freestanding store open, that was a dream for years. We pushed Chick-fil-A on. That was a big one. Boy, it's just a bunch. Being able to be just the influence that we get to have on
Yes.
these people's lives when they come back and they say, this is what changed in my life.
Yeah.
Got a resignation letter from a young lady, 2 or 3 years ago. She started hiring when she was 15, and then left for her career job several years later. Very shy young lady, and just her, what she said in her resignation letter about the impact that we've had on her life, changed her life. I mean, literally brought me to tears. So
Yeah,
that's
you
probably
can't
just
beat that.
those kind of things. There's no amount of money in the world that's going to make you feel like that.
You're right. Absolutely
That's
right.
it.
That's awesome.
We don't have that impact on people.
I was impressed, and I've known you since the mall, since we were out there when I was out there, but
When you were the enemy,
yeah, yes.
landlord.
See us coming every month.
That's right.
It's us again.
Can we do this? No.
Yeah, no. Yeah, sounds good. No.
That's right.
What see, you took the train of thought away. Why you do that?
Because I got ADD, that's why.
Yeah, you knew what I was gonna say probably. It's like, yeah, let me distract her.
Well, I got one. Because I know you mentioned this initially that corporate world wasn't your thing. And do you work to not make your establishment or your management and your
Yes.
That's right.
In fact, I did two last interviews today. And again, I always say, listen, this is not the military.
Yeah.
Okay, there's not a hierarchy that you have to go through so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so before you get to me. So, you got my cell phone, you can text me, you can call me. Again, we want to flatten the organization as much as we can
I like that.
because that's where problems are going to get solved.
That's
As long as we can, again, the more people we add, the more difficult, because
Yeah.
the volume we're at, the more systems you have to keep things rolling. But again, I'm not complaining, it's just
It's a different
It's a
challenge.
lot. Yeah,
It's
exactly.
a different challenge.
That's
It's,
exactly what it is.
it's a growing. It just keeps, because the more you grow, the more challenges you have.
As being government, the more bureaucracy you have,
Mm-hmm.
farther away you get from
Yes.
people who want to report the right things or getting the right things taken care of.
Yes.
So we just want to, and that's, Chick-fil-A is a corporation, that's why they're very good about that also.
Mm-hmm.
You know, listening to us, being receptive to what we have to say.
Good.
So, again, that's why some of the great ideas come out.
So what was your last, when the tornado hit
Uh-huh.
and you were making plans to rebuild, what steps did, because you guys got up pretty quick. You guys were one of the quick ones that got up. What was the process that you had to go through to be able to get back going that fast? I mean, since being a franchisee and all that.
Well, again, I'll attribute all of that to Dan Captain, because, you know, Dan called me and said, hey, we want to, I think it was sun hit on Sunday, he called me on Wednesday, I think.
Okay.
He said, you know, we want to come in and just take a look around. So he came in and, you know, spent
Mhm.
quite a bit of time with us. I had the people bringing him in from the airport, you know,
Mm-hmm.
to the right way to see, get a good vision
Yeah.
of what it was. And, I mean, I know when he went back, he told Design Construction, whatever it takes to get this restaurant back open.
Wow.
Because when I was talking with the head guy in Design Construction, he said, we've been instructed to bid these jobs in 72-hour work weeks
Oh.
for the subs.
Oh.
And so they even, the original construction superintendent, GC, who had been with us during our build, was,
Mhm.
now, if you've ever been around construction can be very frustrating. He was a great GC for us. And
Wow.
we just had a great rapport with people. They pulled him off of another job in South Carolina,
Mhm.
flew him back in, and, you know, it was still the quickest rebuild ever in Chick-fil-A,
Yeah.
9 weeks. So, you know,
Yes.
that's the kind of company it is.
Yeah, I mean, we were excited.
Whatever it took.
Chick-fil-A is back.
That's awesome.
We were too.
Yeah, I know you were. I
Yeah.
know you were. It was like, no, it didn't hit Chick-fil-A, no.
Well, that was
Yeah.
a wild summer.
Man, tell me.
Yeah, once you stepped into that. time.
Yeah, I was like, what?
I was glad you were there.
You know, when we talk about experiences, yes, that will forever be imprinted, well, in a lot of people's minds, but just that whole experience,
Yeah.
especially going from vice mayor to mayor, it was just like, yeah. So, yeah.
Welcome.
We have moments in life.
Moments.
We have moments. So, I mean, I don't even know what else to say because you didn't bring any chicken.
You
Or
didn't tell me, you
sauce.
didn't ask me to.
I mean, I didn't think I
didn't
had
bring
to.
it- I didn't want to bring any chicken into another restaurant.
You already know. This is two different chickens.
I know.
Now,
His are blessed. I don't know
yours
what
is the
yours
Lord's
is.
chicken. Ours is the Savior's chicken.
The sanctified.
The sanctified
Yeah.
chicken. No, theirs is the sanctified chicken. Ours is like just the blessed chicken. We're just blessed. He's sanctified. There's a
I
difference.
can roll with that.
5 lane sanctified.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay.
We appreciate you. And
I
again, like I
know.
say, I love it when people have it on their resume. I'm like, this is gonna be a great interview. You know what I mean?
I know, it's so
that's-
exciting.
I mean, first, that's a selling point because I had a young lady that worked for us years ago. She worked for us about 8 years. Moved to a city, a bigger city, and had applied for a job at this office, and then was hired.
Mhm.
And they told her, they said we had about 150 applicants. Well, when he saw Chick-fil-A for 8 years,
Move to the top.
Yeah.
Move to the top. It's
So,
just
you
like
know, we want-
realizes-
we want them to realize that this is, again, what is your employment brand? That's another thing that we want to really look
Yeah.
at and think about,
I like that.
you know? So when people come work for us, what are you walking away with? And we do think about what our employment brand would be.
Mhm.
We want that to be positive for
Absolutely.
them as well as us. It helps us attract the right
Yeah.
people.
No.
So, okay.
Absolutely doing that. Absolutely doing that.
And I don't know if our producers put that on the screen or not, but I will always, forever, and even probably after I die, remember the goodness and the friendship when you put my restaurant on your marquee, I was just, I mean,
I hope it helped.
it did.
Good.
It did.
Good.
It's probably about time to do it again, but I'm just saying,
Right, we can
it
do that.
did. I was just like, but who would do that? You know what I
See, you make
mean?
me come on and do the show.
Yeah.
Kind of
And you didn't bring
fun thing.
chicken, but you know, hey, just saying. But yeah, I don't even have words.
Well, I mean, but, you know, again, that's what I miss about our community. We've had a couple of local
Yeah.
restaurants that closed. And,
Yeah,
you know, we need those too.
yeah, we do.
Absolutely.
It takes everybody
Yeah.
no, I mean, as good as Chick-fil-A is, and it is good, it's, nobody just wants Chick-fil-A, you know, all,
Well, yeah, when
every day.
people come from out of town, even from, you know, corporate.
Yeah.
It's like, take me somewhere.
Yes, I bet
that I
that's
know.
the last place they want to go.
That's exactly what I say.
Yeah,
When I go out of town,
I do too.
I want Chick-fil-A.
I need a local. I
Yeah,
need
a mom and a pop, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, I feel you.
But I
You
will.
know that.
But when you are traveling, and I'm gonna be traveling here soon. But when you travel and you're on the road and you hit an exit and you look for Chick-fil-A,
Yes, you do.
you look
I
for
don't,
Chick-fil-A.
but
You
that's-
don't.
I understand.
I look
I
for it
understand.
because I'm like, I know what I'm gonna get.
That's
Now
right.
I'm not gonna get my 5-lane Joplin, but I'm gonna get some good food.
'Cause
You
that,
know.
you have kind of spoiled us, our expectation.
That's good, I'm
Oh.
glad to hear that.
Um,
I mean, seriously.
And that's for any fast food restaurant anymore, you're like,
Well,
you know,
It's not even
it's
a
here.
comparison.
It really
anymore.
isn't,
Yeah.
but-
Well, I mean, we share those with our team too,
Yeah.
because, you know,
Okay.
all that's, because, you know,
Yes.
dealing with the public
Yes.
can be frustrating at times.
Yes.
And so, you know, if we all have an emotional tank,
Yes.
sometimes that tank can be,
It's empty.
get drained. And so, you know, we use those things, we have a private Facebook page with our team, plus, we use an app called Telegram that, you know, we share those stories. Because again, they need to know they're appreciated, what
Yeah.
people are thinking,
Mhm.
and, it's just it's a good thing to know when you have a tough day, it's good.
Yeah, that's good.
That's awesome.
So people, it's a family.
No,
Oh man,
it's a team.
there you
it's
go.
a team.
Here's
It's
the
like-
difference between family
Yeah, let's
and
hear
team,
that.
okay? You can't fire your family.
You-
Family's your
well,
family,
Well, I
Yeah.
don't know.
right? But a
Hey, you
team,
ain't holding up your end. Gotta go.
yeah.
You right. You
Sorry,
right.
cousin.
A
Yeah.
team. That's right, you gotta put up with each
I'd be
other.
like, well, you know, don't bother coming in tomorrow. You good. Take a few weeks off.
Yeah,
That's
so
fair.
it's a
Yeah,
team.
I get
That's
that.
fair.
That and that makes sense. That does make sense. It's a
Thank you.
team because we can't let you go. Is what he's saying. If you're not doing it, we can't let you go.
We
But
don't like it?
we don't like it. But yeah.
Thank you.
Nobody
Thank
wants to
you,
leave
thank
you
you, thank
anyway.
you. Right.
So thank you, Rick. I
Yeah.
really appreciate it. I mean,
You've given us some nuggets
Yes.
for sure, as far as
so people
know,
with
Some nuggets.
Yeah.
No sauce.
no, I'm gonna need the
No
sauce.
sauce.
I'm gonna need the sauce. I mean, people.
we have
Chick-fil-A.
really enjoyed chatting today. You know, Mel had high dreams. She's a little disappointed. She wanted some nuggets.
Pretty much.
So
But I'm gonna get over it.
we might have to take her to the drive-thru when this is over. However, come on.
Yeah. But I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I mean, you know, customer service, that's what it's about. It really
But
is.
not even just customer service. It's just about how you treat people,
Treating people good.
and that's just
The
not
golden
even
rule.
absolutely the way that you
It
want to be
always
treated.
applies. It always applies.
And as a business owner, from Rick Starkweather himself,
Yes.
I mean, he said it's just that simple. Treat people the way you want to be treated.
I mean, where do you go from there?
Nowhere.
We say what's coming up next week.
Yeah, but I think we're gonna talk about next week. We have some guests.
Yes.
Well, a guest.
I guess.
This is gonna be not quite as fun and of a
I
conversation.
mean, it's gonna be a little more serious.
It's definitely gonna be more serious.
Mhm.
Next week we will talk to Eric Pius from the Juvenile Justice Center.
Yes.
We are gonna tackle on a topic that is all around right now, and it's the trafficking.
Yes.
We want to talk about that a little bit and what we're seeing here locally.
Because it's real. It's real. But
I
a
don't
lot
think we
of
know how
attention,
real.
exactly, and a lot of attention is being pulled from the realness of it because all of your theories and the hoaxes and all that And it's like, man, you cannot pull attention from something as important as child trafficking.
Absolutely. You mentioned the Wayfair thing a few weeks ago, and I was
I'm
like,
not gonna say
what?
it's true or not, but a lot of times when things get out there,
I'm just saying they came down.
it's for a reason.
Right, but they were there, and then they came down.
And then the
So,
pictures came down.
Very awkward. But let's talk about it. If you
Yes.
have questions, you want to know some things for next
Send
week,
them to us.
please do, because we don't have it all, and we don't ever
think
admit
we
to have
do.
it all. But we just want to have some conversation with him about what's
Yeah.
going on. What are you seeing? Because I'm sure
Yeah.
what we think we see from the outside looking in is totally different
Yes.
from what he sees from the inside. So,
And
other
we
than
need
that-
your opinions. We need your opinion. You know, everybody's got opinions. It's like that saying, but I'm not going to say it. But we don't do any judging here. We just say, yes, we'll listen to your opinion. We want to know your opinion, and we want to know what you think.
Well,
We want to connect people.
Yeah, because I had a lot of observations this week. I'll see how many observations I can come up with for next week.
Yeah, I mean, who knew?
I had my Wheaties.
Yes. So thank you for joining us on the Colbert Connection, and we'll see you next Tuesday at 6 o'clock.
For y'all.
Bye.